Hey YouTube, it's Wes. One super cool platform that's out there is CoinMarketCap's Earn platform. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's a really interesting way to earn some free crypto while learning about brand new innovative projects. And did I mention brand new crypto free? Who doesn't like that, right? So in today's video, we're going to jump into the latest, newest one that's out there, IoTeX. At least that's how I say it. It's so new, I'm not even sure the pronunciation. I've not gone through the platform yet, so we're going to do the Earn campaign together. We're going to see what we think about this video, and we're definitely going to earn some really cool crypto, and I want you to do it with me. In today's video, we're going to see what IoTeX is all about. Stay tuned, because we are going to jump right into that, my friends. Coming right up. Hey friends, thank you so much for joining. Wes Spencer here. I'm a technologist, cybersecurity nerd, and I love crypto and all things circle around that right here in this channel. I am so glad you've dropped by. If you found this from a Google search, hello, welcome. This channel is not about moon pumping. This channel is all about innovative technologies, how to build your own financial freedom, and honestly, the things that I want to cover. If you've been here for a while, hey, I am so glad you're back. Today we're talking all about IoTeX. We're going to see what we think about it and what kind of potential in future it may or may not have. One thing you can do for me, whether you've been a reg or you are brand new to finding me, would you hit subscribe, hit like, and hit the bell icon? All of those things go a really long way. And the other thing I'll say too, I've been mentioning it a bunch, but I'm going to continue to mention it. I now have memberships out. I will never gate content away from you, but you will have a special, unique opportunity to connect with me in a deeper way, all in this channel. And I can't wait to see you in the memberships. Some awesome stuff there with you. So with no other further ado, let's just jump right into this. Here is the CoinMarketCap Earn program. It is just coinmarketcap.com/earn. Link will be in the description, so you will be able to get to this quite easily. Okay, so here it is. It's all about learn crypto, earn crypto. And I think that's super cool. I mean, who's to say that, earning a few hundred of a new crypto that's being airdropped will be like enough to make me rich? No one's saying that, right? But it's a fun way to learn something new and get some free crypto, and who knows, maybe if it grows over time, it'll be worth some money. Either way, it's great exposure. It probably takes 10 minutes to get tuned into something new, and you may find your next project you fall in love with. What do I think about IoTeX? I don't know. I've not watched it. We're going to do this entire program together, and I'll let you know what we think as we go through it. So I'm going to scroll down. Here's the way it works. If you've never seen it before, I've done it with other projects. You watch videos, you complete a quiz, and then you go through some kind of operation thing to where you're going to earn the crypto, however that particular project may work. Now, I am sure that this is a sponsored thing, right? These projects apply to CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap accepts some of them. They probably get paid and reimbursed on this, and then they airdrop to users. But hey, it's great exposure. It's a win-win for everybody. It's exposure for the project. I'm sure CoinMarketCap makes some good income out of it, which they deserve. And people like you and me are going to make some crypto out of this just by learning about the project. I mean, there's no downsides to this, right? It's super fun and an easy way to learn. So here's IoTeX right here. I hope it's IoTeX. Someone's going to have to correct me if I'm not saying that correct. But one thing to keep in mind is make sure that it shows this campaign is live. If you're watching this video later and it's, I've already recorded this, you may have missed on the opportunity. So just check that. And you may still want to watch the videos anyway, even if the campaign is not live by the time you watch this video, just to learn about it. So I'm going to click on Earn IoTeX right here, and it takes me to their page specifically here. So I can click on Get Started. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just see where this takes me. It opens up a new tab. Oh, it just takes me right into the videos. Okay, we're going to pause on that. It's the same page I'm on. Let's take a look at the market stats, though, just to get comfortable with what we're looking at. So here's IoTex's actual page in CoinMarketCap. You can see some information around it. It looks like the market cap right now is $183 million. So this guy is not small. Typically I like to classify a lot of my projects in sub $1 million early tokens and then sub $1 billion. Those are like the two early classes that you're looking for. So this is actually quite large in that second class. Fully diluted, 192 million. There we go. I can't get my numbers right. So what does that tell me? That tells me probably all the tokens have been released. I think this is a deflationary one from just some skimming, so we'll come back to that in a minute. But that just lets us know, how much is in this project, what the whole market cap and volume is. Volume, speaking of which, is traded at, wow, look at that, $9 million over the past day. So this is a pretty active platform. There's 9.4 billion IoTeX that are out there trading at just almost about to hit 2 little pennies. So it's definitely nice, right? It's a sub $1 billion. It's definitely below $1 in terms of per token price. So that's kind of interesting. If we look at its full view all time, looks like this guy came out, okay, so it's been out for a while. So shame on me for not knowing this. I'm going to have some commenters like, yo, Wes, you should have known about IoTeX. It's been out for years. Well, that's true. I probably should have known about it, but here it is. 2018, it's definitely started high, which, you see a lot of projects that do that, which, by the way, that's why I always tell you guys that watch my videos, rarely do you want to buy a token right at release. It's one of the worst times to do it. There's probably been pre-sales. There's probably been all kinds of stuff that's happened before, and you want to let it all settle out. So give it some time. You see this here. It did hit some spikes when all cryptos hit their big spikes. It looks like it hit an all-time high, though, if I can get my marker there, somewhere around over 6 cents. Wow, almost 7 cents. So that's actually almost 8 cents. So that's kind of interesting to see its all-time high. It's crashed back down along with all cryptos that have. So there you go. That kind of gives you a good view of what this whole thing is all about. And a couple of the things that do exist here, we see the source code, we see the wallet, the white paper, we see audits. Looks like they've had both CertiK and SlowMist, both of which I've covered in a video around audit platforms and firms that are out there. We're not jumping into any of those today because we're specifically looking at the Earn program and the videos therein. If you guys are interested and want me to do a deeper dive into IoTeX, happy to do that. But right now we're just sticking high level. So now we know some more about the tokenomics. Let's go ahead and jump back into the platform itself. So here's what they say. So it's on a mission to build a connected world where everyday people will own their devices, data. Okay, now this is kind of interesting, right? I remember hearing a really good podcast. There was Tim Ferriss does a really interesting podcast. And a few months ago, he had the original CTO and I think one of the co-founders of Coinbase join. And one of the things that co-founder was talking about in the podcast, I'm just working purely off memory here, is he was talking about how blockchain, and one of the things anyway, is how a blockchain allows users to control and own their own identity. In other words, they can create pseudo identities by which they own the data itself, and then I can issue it out at my will, at my discretion, to a social media company, to a bank, maybe one day to a government entity, which we'll see if that'll ever happen. But this idea of I should own my own data, and blockchain enables me to do that. If that's what they're talking about here, I am a huge fan of that. You guys know I love privacy. It's a big piece of what blockchain is innovating in. So I think that's pretty cool. So we'll read more about what all this does. Looks like it's got some real world dApps, digital assets, all that. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna hit watch video and let's just watch this together. I'm gonna probably hit pause a time or two if there's something I want to talk about, but let's just see what
our world is powered by billions of smart devices that generate an incredible amount of data and value. This phenomenon is called the Internet of Things, or
okay, so Internet of Things, you should know, of course, what all that's about, right? Whether that's your phone, whether that's like your fridge, your smart coffee maker, your camera systems in your house. IoT is everywhere. Okay, so we'll keep going.
IoT, from smart homes and wearables to connected vehicles and renewable energy. The IoT is impacting everyone and everything. But today, the multi-trillion-dollar IoT industry is owned by centralized corporations that control our devices.
Okay, that's super true, right? Like if you've ever seen some of the videos around like Amazon, Ring, Nest, like we know as just examples, some of those employees have been caught turning videos on, watching private data that should be your own. I mean, look, IoT is super cool. I'm a big fan of what IoT is allowing for in-home automation as a single example. But the fact that these big companies own that data gives them the ability to do some scary things with it. So I'm definitely tracking.
Mine our data and earn huge profits with no value returned to users.
Correct.
IoTeX is here to change the status quo and build a future that empowers users, not corporations. We envision a world where everyday people can own and control their devices, as well as the data and value they generate.
Yeah, and that's really it, right? Like, one thing that blockchain should be doing for us, we talk such big things, especially us YouTubers, of what blockchain is going to change the world. One thing it should be doing immediately is giving us back our own data, right? So because blockchain allows, and I'm guessing one of the next videos will give us more information about this, at least at a high level, if I'm using some kind of blockchain enabled platform by which that data from IoT devices is generated, and I am the one that has signing authority to that data, that can choose who can decrypt it and see it, who has authorization to process it or store it, I am in full control. I'm not aware of anything out there that's functionally doing that right now, right? Like you look, going back to Ring, Amazon, all the rest, they have full control, and they're going to leave it that way because they're mining our data. They're using it for their own control purposes, both for good and for bad. And so this is something that we do need to solve in the blockchain space for sure. Let's keep going.
A vision we call the Internet of Trusted Things. By connecting the physical and digital worlds, IoTeX allows us to secure the data from billions of smart devices and extract value from it with next-gen dApps. Join IoTeX as we democratize access to the new machine economy and return power to the people.
Okay, so I think we can pause it there. So that's interesting, right? Like apparently it's going to be a platform that's going to have dApps inside that like third parties can develop and use. So it seems to me that IoTeX is sort of like the platform. It's probably the token. It's probably the centralized platform that if I am using this as a user, I have the ability to interact with different dApps that are out there and say, this dApp can access and authorize this information. This dApp can store that information. That's probably where it's going. This definitely solves a real issue for sure. I can see how that's probably pretty helpful. Let's take a look at lesson 2. Let's dive into the platform a little bit. So I'm going to hit play on this guy and we'll see. Well, first of all, so lightning fast, ultra secure, highly scalable. I mean, I guess it's got to be those things if you're going to interact with IoT data, right? There's no shortage to the volume of that data coming out. Combining innovations in blockchain hardware. Okay, oracles. The first time I've seen oracles in this. We'll dive into what oracles are in just a minute. I think this video will probably talk about that. Let's find out.
IoTeX is more than just a blockchain. It's a full-stack platform that enables trusted data from trusted devices for use in trusted applications.
Okay, so I need to remove this so we can see this. So 3 things going into it. Trusted data, which is being produced probably by these trusted. So I have these devices, right? Whatever they may be. I still don't know about that yet. But those devices are going to create data. Maybe it's video data that I have or telemetry data or check-in data and health data from devices that I'm using. That's created by certain trusted devices. So I guess I'm going to purchase an authorized IoT device that interacts with IoTeX is I guess how it's going to work. And then that data is created, and then applications, which would be dApps, can then access that data and do certain things with it. And that's kind of the platform. It's all 3 of those things working together is what it sounds like. So let's keep going on.
The IoTeX platform combines innovations in blockchain, identity, oracles, and hardware to make real-world data available to blockchain dApps for the first time.
So it must be
Secure hardware captures and signs real-world data that anyone can verify and trust.
Okay, so I'd like to find more about like what this hardware is, if it's like a certification group and what kinds of like IoTeX hardware there already is out there. In fact, let's just search for that now. IoTeX hardware. Let's just see, just because I'm curious, I want to know. Okay, yeah, so it looks like there's a developer platform here if I want to start developing my own SDK. And then I'm going to guess if they've got an SDK, probably it's going to be like several different kinds of hardware devices, and then I just write code that works on that hardware itself. Yeah, so here we see trusted execution environments, or TEEs, which are unhackable, sure, isolated enclaves in parallel with the main system. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it is possible for us to obtain hardware that specifically will work with IoTeX itself. Then we can kind of see a little bit more. Yeah, okay, so a lot of this is way beyond both myself and this video, and probably you as the audience, but there's more information about the hardware itself for those that are interested in developing on it. So there we go, we got our answer. It looks like there is hardware that's already out there. I still don't know like examples of what it is, but now I know how it's done. So let's keep going.
Real-world data oracles bring this verifiable data to the blockchain in a trusted manner.
Okay, so if you don't know much about oracles, right, I've covered them a little bit in this channel, but think of oracles as something that goes and grabs data from a third party and then may do something with it. It may call data back from a blockchain or write data to a blockchain on behalf of that external data. You could even have oracles in between 2 different blockchains, and the oracles are the ones that are responsible for calling that data, reading that data, sending that data, doing some kind of interaction with the blockchain. So it's kind of a high level of what an oracle is all about. And so I could see why you would need an oracle in this, because we've got all this IoT hardware that's got to, have the ability to maybe pull my identity, pull my access code and say, yes, this dApp is authorized for the data that Wes is authorizing. That's what the oracle would do.
Decentralized identity enables humans and devices to own their data as digital assets. And blockchain enables users to earn and trade digital assets across the ecosystem of IoTeX dApps. The IoTeX blockchain is lightning fast and EVM compatible.
So that's Ethereum virtual machine. So I don't know if this is an ETH token or not. I'm going to guess it is. But because it's EVM compatible, then that would mean that any host of like Ethereum apps that have already been written should be able to interact with some amount of customization inside of IoTeX. That's interesting, but it makes sense.
Allowing builders to port over Solidity-based dApps and tokens in minutes and enjoy ultra-low fees and 5-second block times with instant finality. Governed by a global network of delegates, IoTeX is the trusted and decentralized foundation to power your next big idea.
Okay, cool. So I don't think I need to say anything more. That gives us an idea of what the platform's all about. I still am interested to see like what dApps are out there and what kind of hardware I can purchase that's going to work with those. That would be super cool. I don't know if we're too early into that or not, but there you go. Okay, so lesson 3 is all about the token, which I would expect, given that that's what we're earning here. So let's hit play on this guy.
IoTeX is the native token of the IoTeX network. Being an IoTeX token holder grants you voting power and allows you to participate in network governance. IoTeX is a utility token that can be spent and staked to access.
Okay, so first of all, if you don't know much about governance, a lot of these tokens for these platforms, the reason I might want to own it is while there's a group that's steering and building, there's some kind of like board or the executive team or whatever that controls where the token and the whole platform is going. The governance side is the way to allow the community to vote. So just like I may own stock, I may own shares in a company, and occasionally I'll get a notice and I can actually vote according to the number of shares I hold as a shareholder. The governance side of a lot of tokens does the same thing. I can actually vote with my governance. The governance gives me the capability, I should say it that way, to actually vote on certain directions that the core team may give us the ability to do. So that's what that is.
Access various applications and services in the IoTeX network. Delegates stake IoTeX to participate in network consensus and earn IoTeX rewards.
Okay, so it's a staking platform. That makes sense. Remember we saw the tokenomics right here. This, I may already have it closed. But anyway, I had the tokenomics open. You saw the fully diluted market cap was very close to what the full market cap was. Reason is because this is an ETH token. So everything's already been created and distributed out, and it's a proof of stake token, which is what they're talking about there. So the delegates would be staking those tokens. It puts skin in the game for them, and that gives them the authority and the trust to be able to operate as a delegate that drives the platform forward. So, okay, good. Let's keep going.
Developers utilize IoTeX to power their dApps, create new tokens, and fuel crypto economics.
Okay, so if I'm a developer and I've written a dApp, then I can use the IoTeX token, which authorizes me, gives me the ability. I don't know like how much it works, like what it costs. I don't know anything like that yet. I'd have to read the white paper, but that's part of the economy that lets me as a dApp provider interact with the IoTeX platform and ecosystem. And then it says I can even create my own tokens. So it may be that you even create your own dApp tokens for your individual project that's running it alongside with IoTeX. So interesting. Okay.
Users spend IoTeX to access dApps, register devices, and interact with the network, and can also earn token rewards and voting power by staking IoTeX.
Okay, so I as a user can stake my token, governance, I can earn more by doing it. We've talked about all of that. Also, it looks like users will take IoTeX tokens and you have to spend them to be able to authorize a new device into the platform. Now, that's an interesting economy that we need to think about for a minute. So, if I first purchase some kind of IoTeX hardware and I want it to, I don't know, do like, let's say, a video camera, I'm just guessing that's an example of what it could do, then what I'm going to have the capability of doing is also owning IoTeX that I then pay for into the platform, the IoTeX platform, to authorize it and be able to interact with whatever dApps I wanted to use with my identity. Again, questions of how much that costs. Am I gonna is there hurdles there for like basic users? Do they have to, like, they purchase a device? Does it come with IoTeX as well in the purchase? Do they have to go and purchase it through like an app itself? A lot of questions there I don't have answers to that could muddy this and make it more difficult. But I get the economy here so far that the end user is going to have IoTeX to be able to authorize devices. That does make sense.
The total supply of IoTeX is deflationary thanks to our burn drop tokenomics, where IoTeX is burned and airdropped to users after every new device is registered to the IoTeX network. As the number of dApps, devices, and tokens on IoTeX grows, the value and demand for IoTeX will increase, providing recurring incentives for token holders to grow and maintain the network.
All right, cool. So it's a burn token, right? We've talked about a lot of burn tokens on this platform. I don't know if it's using the same mechanics that like FEG and some of these other tokens, like the Reflect Finance pieces. My guess is that it probably does. But what they're saying there is this is a deflationary token. Two things are going to happen. So all of tokens have been minted and created, but as new devices are authorized in, and remember users have to pay for that, a portion of that goes to all of the holders. A portion of that is burned. And the reason it's burned is because we want to create a deflationary economy. We want the number of those available tokens to reduce over time so that the value of those IoTeX tokens they go up in time because it's deflationary. And that gives me the incentive to want to be a holder and a staker of IoTeX, right? If it's going to inflate over time, then its value is going to be reduced because there's more and more created. And the longer I hold, the less it's worth anything because it's being diluted. Opposite is true in this case because it's deflationary. It's the total opposite of what I just said. We're going to see more burning and you're going to see more people get access via airdrops once new users are creating their new identities for their devices and they're using IoTeX to do that. Its value increases over time because of the burn mechanism and distribution to the user. So that's cool. It's definitely a burn token and nothing wrong with that, right? Lesson 4, let's probably just use cases, but let's check this one out.
The IoTeX network is home to an ecosystem of dApps, tokens, and services that connect the physical and digital worlds. By bringing real-world data to blockchain, IoTeX enables an entirely new category of use cases where users can earn digital assets based on their real-world data and actions. All types of machines can be registered to IoTeX and deliver facts about the real world to the blockchain, a concept we call proof of anything. From proof of activity to fuel decentralized healthcare, to proof of safety to settle insurance contracts, to proof of green energy to fuel renewable energy marketplaces. Real-world data will change everything for blockchain and spark a new era of innovation on IoTeX. With IoTeX, we can unlock liquidity for real-world assets and create brand new digital assets that will flow freely across our network of on-chain applications, information markets, and mining farms. And thanks to cross-chain bridges to Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and other top blockchains, our digital assets will interoperate with the blockchain universe for endless possibilities. Join our global community of pioneers.
All right, cool. So you can see the use cases are there, right? Smart energy, oracles on contracts, all kinds of stuff that's out there. That's interesting. And then even, you guys know I'm a big on this channel of interoperability with other platforms and blockchains. And so you hear Binance, Ethereum, and I think, I forget the other one that they said. We'll come back to that. But that's good, right? That gives interoperability. And so really what makes something like this successful as a project is people like you and me, users. We need more users using something like this. The more users you have, the more adoption you have, the more attention you're going to get from people that may want to leverage IoTeX to carry out those use cases, right? So IoTeX is building the platform, building the tokenomics, building the capabilities, but it's going to take third parties to say, well, we could use this platform ourselves for XYZ use case. We just need to know there's enough users in the system to make this whole thing viable, right? And so clearly that's why you have the Earn program here. It's why I'm producing a video on it, so on and so forth. So there you go. I think that's pretty interesting. So once you've gone through all of this, you can then take the quiz. We're going to do this together. So I'm going to click this. Looks like they are giving away 5 million IoTeX tokens, again, out of the market cap of, I forget how many, but many, many more than that. So it looks like you will get airdropped 200 tokens as a reward. for the first 5,000 winners. Why isn't a winner? I guess we win the quiz, I suppose. First come, first serve basis, and then 4 billion will be distributed randomly to 20,000 winners. Okay, so now I get it. All right, so the first one is first come, first serve. The second one is random distribution. But it's all before August 9th. So there you go. So we've already done the lessons, so we're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. We'll see how we do. So I'm going to hit start. We're going to go through this. I am not a robot. Okay, so what I did was I skipped a couple of the parts like the Binance and the email. You guys don't need to see any of that stuff from me, but you will need a Binance account. If you're here in the US like me, Binance.us will work. If you are watching this outside of the States and you have access to Binance.com, you can use that one too. To get your user ID, just go to settings, and that's where you'll find your Binance user ID. Okay, so what is the mission of IoTeX? No, not cross-border finance, not social. Okay, yeah, this one right here, this connected world. What are the 4 core technology? Well, I know it's not this. I've never heard of snarks. Decentralized data, Oracle, secure hardware. Yes, that's it right there. What can be done with the IoTeX token? Yes, it can with dApps. It can be. Okay, so this is definitely. Yeah, this is going to be all of the above. As a result of the burn drop, the total supply is, okay, so this is, remember, this is a deflationary token. It's a burn token, so we're going to choose that. Vision's a future where we control their own devices as well as the data they do. We call that vision. Oh, we talked about Internet of Trusted Things. We saw that. And, haha, this is the one I didn't know the answer to. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. We know it's Binance. So it's got to be the first one because I remember them saying Ethereum and Binance, and Polygon would make sense. I did a Polygon video. Remember I don't know if you guys have seen it. Go watch my Polygon video. It's one of the only cryptos that actually survived and thrived when most of crypto was nosediving. So it's got to be that one, process of elimination. And then the rest of this I'm going to skip, or I'll just do it for myself. But you've got to do all 3 of these. Actually, let me just show this to you what it is. So here's you've got to go through these 3 steps. You're going to have to follow either Twitter, Telegram, GitHub, or Discord. You pick one of those 3. You're going to have to subscribe to the mailing list. I've actually done this before. And then, okay, so it looks like they have their own wallet. So you're going to have to go and grab the wallet as well. So typical wallet that you might expect. So I'd be happy to do an actual wallet review if you guys would like me to kind of walk through the wallet. But those are the steps you're going to have to go through. And then it's going to give you somewhere, yep, there's the earn code. So you're going to take that earn code and then you're going to paste it in here. And by the way, you can't like skip all that. There are ways that it checks. So make sure you go through all of the steps. And then once you've gone through that, I guess we can do that real quick, even though I haven't gone through all the steps, but I'm going to show you what it does. Then what you're going to do is, yep, there you go. You're going to have to add. So I've seen this before on some of the other earns I've done. So you're going to actually have to add your address. So this is where I'm going to have to stop, right? But you're going to have to take the IOP wallet, the app that you install on your phone. You have to paste in your public key here. And then once you do that, you should be able to get your airdrop. There may be, it looks like there's one more step. But those are the steps in order to get it. So let me kind of take a big pause and step back. I mean, hey, 200 IoTeX is kind of cool. So 200 at, 2 cents each, couple bucks is what it's worth right now, but it may go way up over time, and it's a good exposure into a brand new platform. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know successfully yet how far it's going to go. I need to do some more due diligence and research. I need to check out the white paper, see what others are using. I'd also like to see if there's any dApps, what the hardware looks like, if there's any use cases that are available for me now to use. I would love to see. But as an introduction, I think IoTeX is pretty interesting. I think it's solving a use case that we've talked about before. We need to have individual users have the freedom back to our own data and the ability to authorize to those who should be able to use it when and how we design and deem necessary. I think that's a good thing. Blockchain should drive all of that. And so I love seeing what IoTeX is doing there. We'll see if it's going to be successful. But so far, I think it's off to a really good start. And there's your first exposure to the CoinMarketCap Earn program. That is a very fun way to see new platforms that are coming out where you may be able to earn some free crypto. I mean, why the heck not do it? It's a fun way to get started, fun way to learn some new things about an industry, and maybe even make some income off something that may eventually grow over time. Imagine how many people would like to have bought 200 Bitcoin way back in like 2010. Everybody, obviously, right? So I'm not saying this is going to become, Bitcoin at $40,000. I'm not saying that. I am saying it's just fun to see new crypto projects, and getting some for free, especially when they may grow over time, is a huge win-win. So I'd love to know what you think. Have you been in IoTeX for a while? What do you like about it? What did you think about this video? What do you think about its potential use cases? I would love to know what you guys think about all of this as well. And hey, while you're here, I've already asked you this, hit subscribe, hit like, it goes a long way on this channel. I hope you've had fun just learning with me. I'm trying to give you a video in which I just mind meld with you, right? And I kind of show you how I think about a new crypto project for the first time. And I'm just thinking out loud in this video. So I don't know if you liked it. Give me some thoughts on what you thought about the style of this video too. It's definitely less produced than a lot of the videos I like to do, but I'd love to know what you think about that angle as well. All right, guys, thank you so much.